things have changed since Classic.
No.
Warriors.
Zerg even better, man. The reason why they're taking daggers now is because they nerfed Demoralizing Shout. So they can't get as much threat anymore.
Yeah, I understand.
So that's why.
It's part of the reason. It's not the entire reason, but because you can still use Demoralizing Shout as a Fury prop.
Yeah, I get it, but like as far as I'm concerned, I'm already on the back burner for everything. Because
no, I understand your frustration.
That's bullshit when it comes down to it. But like the thing is, no matter how geared our tanks are, it doesn't matter as far as threat goes. Like, what did Grim do with that fucking turd? It's not shit. He died 3 fucking times on us.
I told Chris twice off of one raid.
Like, that ain't, like, I don't want to hear it. Like, it's as simple as that. And that's why I said I would quit. And, like, I said it to everyone. I don't give a fuck. Like, you can use me as an example all you want, but I would have left at a road, whether it was me or somebody else, not gotten a birds first. It's that.
But if I can interject, and what I was trying to do when you cut me off was try to say, the reason why I say it's a difference of opinions is because information changed. And one of the things that since Classic, because it wasn't that paramount back in the day, was Warrior DPS is much better than everybody even thought. The problem is, the reason why Warrior DPS didn't do as good back in the day was because you couldn't do your full DPS without pulling threat, because the tanks couldn't keep up with the threat. So the reason why we bring in these discussions and things we want to improve on that perspective is because theoretically, if we want to do the best parsing that we want to do as a serious guild, there is a shit ton of guilds out there with tanks, with the daggers, parsing in the 99th percentile. It is a thing. It's fact.
We're a good guild, but we are not bleeding edge.
You're right.
Trying to parse 99? No.
No, but what I'm trying to say is there is a legitimate reason to want to have better tank threat. Just because you can faint and vanish, not everybody can.
There is.
I literally can't use Heroic Strike with having to.
The difference between having a Purge and having a Raven Spike or something like that is very, very minimal. It's not like they get 10,000 more.
But if that's the case, bring me numbers. Instead of just saying I'm leaving the guild because it should, instead of saying I'm going to leave the guild unless a rogue gets this dagger because it's a rogue item. That's just it comes off as an emotional response when the numbers that I've seen were that tanks are doing really fucking good with these things, and hey, that's better for the raid. So hey, that's more threat that I can work with.
All right, well let me put this into perspective for you. Then last night, after I voted for Pound to get the binding, I got a fucking tell from Grim because somebody on the league council likes to run their mouth, and he was like, well, why didn't you vote for me? And I told him flat out, he said exactly, hold on. I told him exactly why I didn't vote for him for Purds. Or I mean, not for Purds, for the binding.
Yeah, and that should be anonymous. I got shit for my vote.
No, hold on.
So who told Grim so quickly?
Right, but hold on, let me get to my point, right? So I told him exactly why. I said, because I feel like after this last week and a half, I don't feel like I can trust you to stick around, and Thunder Fury is a big deal, right?
Sure. And then, that's a fair argument.
But then he brought up Purge. He's like, well, I can't really tank past this phase without Thunder Fury. So, there goes, any notion that this fucking Corehound's Perdition Blade is so great because he got it and he was still a fucking pussy about it.
You're entirely right about that because he's changed on weapons. Pound can bring it up 3 different. Said one, first it was the Deathbringers, and then it was 3 times here, and then now it's Thunder Fury.
And then Thunder Fury first, and then the daggers, and then Thunder Fury.
Or whatever the fucking
now I'm wrong for feeling about how I feel about Purge. When it comes down to it,
my argument wasn't for Grim specifically.
Listen though. I know that tanks, the better gear they are, the better off they are. But the tanks right now currently have so much shit that is reserved for them. And everything can't be a fucking tanking item. I said before, I'm here to have fun with I'm here for fun with you guys, but I'm also here for just like everybody else.
Yeah.
So that's why I said what I said, and I don't care how anyone feels about it, truthfully.
Sure, but you're also saying people are saying in here that we're calling people out that shouldn't be fucking doing that. That should apply to everybody. I understand your reasoning. You're not, you know what I mean? Because
certain, just real quick, I just posted Warcraft log to the Tank of Storm who is using Mirror Song and Demon.
Gives a shit.
Alright, in Storm. Yeah, if there's legitimate proof that it's better to do lesser things, if by fucking means, yeah. The only reason I was ever arguing for a tank, be Pounder or Grim, to get it, is I'm looking at it in a selfish sense. We have a bunch of good fucking DPS warriors, or at least we still do, yeah. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, or if you haven't been able to heroic strike, at least until recently, right?
I haven't been able to what? I'm sorry.
Heroic strike into full DPS without pulling threat. I've been rage capped at points.
Well, like, looking at this.
I still can't full DPS, but yeah.
That's my point. That's where I'm coming from on it. I'm looking for the best threat. I know that's a classic mechanic. So why would I, as a raid leader, not make arguments to try and improve the threat of our wherever the best tank is, or wherever our threat tank is?
I just
Because-
want to point out, sorry, but literally it will never matter how much threat you pull. You will never, ever be able to full rotation like that without a care in the world like it's retail. It'll never happen.
You're right, but why, again, as a person of note or a person of opinion, not bring up wanting to improve that? Quite frankly, I still agree that Crit should have gotten the first one. That's why I voted this second. And it wasn't because of his ultimatum, it was because of his performance as a player. You know what I mean? Like, the only reason I ever vote for somebody to get it that's not a rogue is because it benefits the entire raid. I don't make decisions or in my own personal head because I'm trying to shit on somebody and say, well, fuck you, it's better for me. Like, it's better for the whole raid if everybody can do a little more DPS because everything gets a little bit faster, everything gets a little bit smoother.
I mean, it's so obvious who's gonna leave the guild. Like, I'm the one that just knows who's gonna leave.
Maybe you're better at maybe you're better at calling people out on their bullshit, and that's fine.
I mean, when you told him to get
Shots
the fuck out,
fired.
it was kind of an indication that he was going to leave.
Sure, but I don't
I mean,
want.
what about his written speech to us?
Yeah, I mean, he planned it out ahead of time.
I
Sure.
thought it was a written speech. Like,
No, I'm pretty sure it was.
I had to
Obviously
was.
But like, the same token, I don't want to fucking. What's the word I'm thinking of? Dissuade people from bringing things up when they're concerned. I want shit to go.
No, that's
Honestly,
That's why things blow up like this.
I would have been happier if you'd given that to Dragato, because I know he'll stay around.
Yeah, but you.
Like-
I feel like that argument is because you want it to be a
And
dagger.
You could have
No, because you know Dragato's not gonna leave.
Okay. Maybe I voted wrong in that situation, but I wasn't the only person in that fucking vote for one. You know what I mean?
I'll tell all of you that you're wrong. Like, it literally doesn't matter that daggers are slightly better at DPS. We're not Storm. We're not gonna be like Storm. That was never the plan.
I second that notion. I've seconded that notion every time I heard about
I
this.
second that notion.
Dagger Warriors.
Yeah, I know it is
Right
Dardai. I know it is Dardai. Literally everyone who voted for a warrior to get the dagger over any of the other rogues who rolled for it is stupid.
The only people who are arguing and saying it's stupid are rogues.
Because that's like our only thing.
It's like
Sure.
I'm a warlock and I think it's stupid.
But, like-
I think that people are arguing
Okay, but-
for that because of the simple fact that rogues literally get daggers or swords. Warriors have tons of other things for their threat generation items, whereas rogues have weapons that make their DPS.
That's a valid point, but what out there is equivalent to daggers, and that's why I was talking about information.
Quell Solar is not even that
Solar.
smaller than
But that's what, like, when Earth goes and puts down somebody's gear with logs behind it, is what I'm saying. Yeah, that's useful information that we can work with and build. You know, but
No, Quell Solar's been good.
I know Pulsar is good, but everything I've been seeing on all the parsing has been daggers being far and above.
You might as well just
Are
get
we?
rogues.
We're just not a number one build on the server.
I know, but why am I not going to make arguments to try to improve a sector like that?
Because we
Because
still
it was you,
fucking annihilating most of the content up until like the last 2 weeks. We were having troubles with basic.
Our issue, yeah, but this is MC. I'm trying to think ahead. I'm trying to think of how we could do.
There's
Yeah, my-
better weapons.
So here's the thing.
and-
If we're gonna min max everything, then we need to be a hardcore guild. And honestly, I don't think
But again,
anybody's here to be a hardcore
But you're also
guild.
you're arguing with me about my personal opinion. I'm not the only person on the council each week.
I'll call.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if this changes your opinion on it. Perdition's Blade is the best dagger for rogues up until probably Nax. It has one of the top's highest damage. For
it's
a
up
Fury
until
Warrior
Fury.
or a Prot tank,
That's
you
Sting.
get so much other
That's Sting.
stuff that'll be better.
What Sabo just said is part of the reason why we've had those discussions, though. Too. I understand it's phenomenal for fucking rogues. I want to see
No,
every
it's
rogue that
not
wants to be dagger.
replaceable.
I know that, but is dagger rogues better than swords?
Yes.
100%.
At what point?
It will be
The whole
in
game.
a little bit. It's in
At what?
time.
No, I just said what point.
Really,
And
all
I got one person telling me the whole game, and then I got somebody else saying, okay,
There's
that's
a
why I'm
certain
asking.
break point for crit that the gear cannot be achieved.